Honorable Heads of States and Government, Honorable Ministers, Mr. President of the 75th Session of the General Assembly, Mr. Secretary General of the United Nations, Excellencies, distinguished delegates. I have the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the Group of 77 in China at the occasion of the high-level dialogue on desertification, land degradation and drought, DLDD mitigation in the context of sustainable development and poverty eradication. At the outset, I would like to express our thanks and appreciation to Mr. President of the General Assembly for all his efforts in bringing parties together to fight against desertification, land degradation and drought to meet the implementation of 2030 Agenda and its SDGs. For decades, desertification, land degradation and drought issues were a blind spot for the international community and treated as regional or local concerns. While most of international attention and effort are focused on climate change, combating land degradation and desertification contributes heavily to adaptation and mitigation, and therefore the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification constitutes an invaluable tool in this regard. Natural resource depletion and the adverse effects of environmental degradation, including desertification, drought, land degradation, freshwater scarcity, and biodiversity loss, add to and exacerbate the list of challenges which humanity already faces. In recent years, several programs under the implementation of the 2030 Agenda has been rescheduled due to the ongoing challenges posed by the evolution of the COVID-19 pandemic worldwide. One of the illustrative examples is the 15th session of the Conference of the Parties of the UNCCD, due to be held in autumn 2020 by decision 33/COP14 and finally postponed and rescheduled between May and October 2022. This high-level event occurs within a period of preparation of COP26, appointed to be organized in Glasgow in November 2021. The group stresses an urgent need to promote land degradation neutrality and identify SDGs that can accelerate progress and integrate the activities planned for multiple goals. SDG Target 15.3 calls on countries to combat desertification, restore degraded land and soil, including land affected by desertification, drought and floods, and strive to achieve a land degradation neutral world. The urgent adoption and implementation of LDN targets by all countries, upscaled ecosystem restoration, food system reform, and enhanced resilience to disaster are necessary in order to sustainably secure land, vital resources for generation to come, and accelerate the entire 2030 Agenda. As desertification-related challenges continue to intensify and due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic, more attention and actions are urgently required to address the overreaching goal of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the eradication of poverty in all its forms and dimensions. Strengthening the resilience of ecosystems, agriculture, infrastructure, and societies as a whole is more urgent than ever as we reaffirm our commitment to achieving sustainable development in its three dimensions: economic, social, and environmental, in a balanced and integrated manner. In this connection, the group reaffirms that the achievement of the SDGs and targets, including Goal 15 and Target 15.3, will serve as an accelerator to ending poverty and hunger, tackling inequality, and stimulating sustained and inclusive economic growth. The adoption of land degradation neutrality in the Rio +20 outcome document, The Future We Want, and the establishment of land degradation neutrality as Target 15.3 in the SDGs highlights the environmental importance and the conservation dimension. Reversing land degradation is essential if we are to achieve the goals of the UNCCD, CBD, or the UNFCCC, as well as to continue meeting related sustainable development targets. The translation of global targets into national ones, such as LDN, will help position the interconnected challenges of desertification, land degradation, and drought at the center of the conservation sector, and will provide impetus towards more integrated responses to climate change and the other major environmental crises of our time. Many countries lack current data on the state of land degradation or the opportunities for restoration and sustainable management. This gap must urgently be addressed to ensure that target setting and monitoring are evidence-based. Restoration opportunities need to be assessed to know the existing state of land, the potential for restoration, for example, land potential, and the costs and benefits of all actions. Appropriate monitoring and evaluation systems should be put in place to measure progress towards achieving LDN targets and to facilitate actions of learning and adaptive management. This includes appropriate biodiversity indicators, not restricted to flora, in all assessment and monitoring systems, as well as analysis of multiple ecosystem services. We express our deep concern about the continuous trend of land degradation, in which about 1/5 of the Earth's land surface covered by vegetation showed persistent and declining trends in productivity. We stress that in some cases, advanced stages of land degradation are leading to desertification. In this context, it is significant to continue combating desertification, restoring degraded land and soil, including land affected by desertification, drought, and floods, especially in developing countries. We recognize that the Land Degradation Neutrality Fund, a unique public-private partnership, is an innovative model that can be replicated and provide a vehicle for the increased commitment of private capital to land management and restoration. The group encourages partners in developed countries to increase their efforts and transfer technology and the provision of funds oriented to addressing desertification, land degradation, and drought, particularly in support of developing countries' national efforts of affected countries. We underline the need to address the economic, social, and environmental impact of climate change, desertification, and land degradation in Africa, and highlights the importance of supporting the implementation of initiatives aimed at enhancing agricultural resilience in Africa, in particular the Comprehensive Africa Agriculture Development Program and other initiatives launched under the leadership of the African Union Commission, such as the Great Green Wall and the Land Policy Initiative, as well as initiatives launched by African countries, such as the Adaptation of African Agriculture and the Security, Stability, and Sustainability Initiatives. The international community must unite to address these threats. Thus far, several countries have committed to setting voluntary targets, and securing high-level commitment to achieve LDN innovative funding should be developed to support implementation of action towards LDN. Important efforts are needed to explore how synergies between conservation and sustainable development LDN actions can be financed through national and international financial flow. I thank you.